Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hey yo, what's up? This is No Filter in Paradise. Okay, stand by, Shark, shut up. All right, guys, welcome once again to episode 5 of No Filter in Paradise, a show about anything and everything between two friends. One is straight, one is gay. Can't hear your voice, Sharky. All right, here we go.
What?
Listen, so as you can see, Sharky's in a nice little screen. This is the new normal, ladies and gentlemen. There's a reason. Sharky was not feeling himself 100% today, so we made a decision for everybody's own safety to for him to stay home, and that we would do a Zoom call for the show, and we also have a guest on the show tonight. So that being said, that we're going to be switching back and forth with Papiamento, which is the native language of Aruba. If you don't know where Aruba is, do me the grand favor, go on Google Aruba. You'll see some nice beaches, some flamingos, and then after that, I want you to book a flight and come see us and have a good time with us in Aruba. Now, I got a few things to say. First things first, make sure you follow No Filter in Paradise and Elite Studios on Instagram and Facebook. There you go, Sharky doing his thing like he always does. And also, we have for the first time on No Filter, we have a few sponsors, starting with my favorite one, Wendy's. That being said, on this show, we're going to give away oh shit, I lost one. Not one, not two, but the other one just fell. Give me 2 seconds. Here we go. We're going to give away 3 vouchers from Wendy's. How to get these vouchers is very simple. The video you're watching right now, do me a favor, share it. That's it. Share the video. And I'm going to pick 3, me and Sharky, in the TV screen. We're going to pick 3 people to come on the show with us, and they also will win these 3 vouchers, where you can go to Wendy's and get yourself some food and a nice little hand sanitizer if you upsize your combo.
If you upsize, yes.
And also comment, what's your favorite combo? A spicy chicken combo, tortilla, upsize, Coca-Cola.
Asiago Ranch, and that's on Periodico. You already know.
You know who's gonna get pissed when he sees this show? Rene will, because he's like, "Why are you going to Wendy's and eating spicy chicken? Get a salad because it's healthier." It's fine. It's okay. But so guys, also don't forget, every single Wednesday this show. Well, every single Wednesday, yeah. Every single Wednesday this show goes live on on Elite Studios Facebook page. And while the show is happening online, me and Sharky will be watching the show with you guys, which means we're going to be engaging with every single person that comments in the comment section. We're engaging, we're watching, we're replying. If you want us to pick a specific topic, comment in our comment sections. What kind of topic should we cover on the show? Now,
and let me just say something, you little trolls. If y'all think y'all gonna say something slick about me, have that same energy when you see me. Catch me in these streets. Oh, she be ready. She ready.
So be careful with Sharky. He's he's on the edge today because he really wants to be in here and not on this little screen right here. So, but hey, this is the new normal. All right, so we're gonna have to.
I must say, this is the flattest my belly has ever been, though.
All right, guys, we're gonna introduce our guest for today. I'm going to let him introduce himself. We got Mr. Ricardo Croes in the building. Welcome to the show. Ricardo, now guys, this is the point where we're going to switch back and forth in Papiamento. So I will speak a little bit of English, also Papiamento. And we're going to do our best to put some subtitles on the bottom. Hopefully we can make it happen. If not, then come to Aruba. We'll teach you Papiamento. So Ricardo, welcome to the show. Please.
Let me say thank you for the invitation.
Awesome.
Sharky and Salim, thank you
Salim?
very much.
Why does everybody call me Salim? Everybody
I'm sorry. Sharky is okay?
Shark is good.
Shark is good, and you are?
Samil.
Samil, hey.
No, they always mess up my name.
Hey,
Salim, Samir. I'm like,
okay.
no, it's Samil with an L.
Samil. Thank you very much for having me
No,
on the program.
of course.
And as I heard, this is your 5th podcast.
Yeah, the 5th episode.
And I would like to tell you this also, that I agree with him that if Mr. Will listens to what he just said, he would recommend to have some salad. But you do get salad at Wendy's too.
That's true.
So it's very important.
Here you go.
That's a fact. And
I'm going to get in trouble, man.
Yes, and I'm very honored to be present here.
Awesome.
To talk to you about cannabis, as I understand.
That is the topic. That is the topic. Because we were talking about, there you go, Sharky, do your thing. What are you doing? What are you?
Nothing.
You smoking?
All by himself.
Yeah, I know, huh? So me and Shaka were talking about, like, we wanted to also, because in Aruba, cannabis is in the older generation, a very taboo topic. At least, like, my dad, my mom, my grandparents, it's a very taboo topic. So we were thinking, who should we bring on the show? And I told Queenie, like, can we get in touch with Ricardo? And then he's just like, yeah. And then here we are, like, a week later, and we're gonna discuss.
What the hell was that?
It was a confetti from last week's show. It was his birthday.
It was no cockroach.
No, but we will. Yeah, so we brought you on the show so we can discuss it. The main reason would be, like, the idea would be, because we all know in Aruba it's not really marijuana, weed, cannabis, whatever. It's not really legalized in Aruba, but we do feel like it's going to be eventually soon, hopefully. But the reason why we want to talk about it is why is it good for Aruba to legalize marijuana? Like, economically, how could it help Aruba? Like, health-wise, people in the health aspect. And, you know, what's to come, hopefully, in the future with the whole cannabis situation.
So that's 3 questions.
Pretty much.
3
Actually, I just skipped the whole part.
Why legalize in Aruba?
Yeah.
For economics, and what's the relationship between cannabis and
health? Yeah.
Now I'll tell you why not legalize in Aruba.
Why not?
Yes. Why shouldn't we legalize? Why is it illegal? That's the first question.
Okay.
Because the fact is that cannabis has not been illegal for 100 years as yet. That means that it was always legal. Since we know cannabis up to last century, 1930s on, cannabis was legal. Cannabis was so legal that today you could go on YouTube or Google and you could see pictures of pharmacies back then prescribing cannabis for asthma patients, packs of cigarettes, oils for menstruation cramps or intestinal cramps or sleeping problems, and many other kinds. So cannabis has been legal ever since, and it has been illegal since the great United States of North America declared war on the cannabis world, on the drugs world, illicit drugs we would call it today, because even products from how would you call it, Imapola, I quite not recall the name, I will use some help. That's the fruit they make heroin from. Okay? And all these products, opium, all this, none of these products was illegal.
Yeah.
And we did not have the social problems related to drugs we have today. So there is a huge difference between the drug-related crimes, poverty, social problems today in comparison to where the time where there was no illegality of all these drugs.
I don't know, what was
and
that?
That was...
Let's keep going, like it's a ghost.
So in order to tell you first why we should make it legal, the first question should be answered why it was made illegal in the first place.
Yeah.
To whom's benefit it was to make cannabis illegal. Because, see, cannabis and cannabis sister, hemp, they were pretty much plants, miracle plants in the past, in the sense of out of hemp, and you could, that's what I'm so happy about the internet today, because all you have to do is go ask Google or YouTube, and I promise you, you will find an answer.
Yeah.
You will
and
find
you found
a picture.
more than one.
You will find a documentary. And from hemp, we used to make clothes, documents, ropes. See, all these sailing,
back in the day,
the ships, you couldn't sail if you didn't have hemp, because out of the hemp you make huge part of what this, how you call them, zeil,
like masta?
No, the sail, the sail that catches the wind, that's made out of hemp. The ropes to make the sail is made out of the documents, all documents in all parts of the world were made out of hemp. Okay? And cannabis, the medicinal use of cannabis. So a lot of people think that cannabis history in the Caribbean starts with Rastafarian movement in Jamaica and stuff. That's not true. That's completely not true. Even in Jamaica, the cannabis is brought to Jamaica from India.
Oh, wow.
Cannabis is a product that's been
I did not know that. I just learned that today.
Yes, this is all. Actually, if you go in the Bible, you go in the Bible, and in the Old Testament, there goes Sharkies.
Yeah. Once you go religion, he's like,
no,
I'm out of
this
here.
is not religious. This is not religious. You see, the Bible, wait, the Bible, it depends on the person that's reading the Bible. For some people, it's a historical book, okay? You can't deny that. If you have read the Bible is a historical book. It will take you back into the past. You don't necessarily have to agree with a lot of things. That I don't agree with everything that's written in it. Yeah. But I have done my fair share of research, and I will stand for everything I say about this, okay? But to go back, cannabis and the Bible. You will find cannabis in the Bible, not in the translation we have now, but in the oldest, and at the university in Israel, you will find this information, where the oil that was made, and today you would find carniflora written in its place, it was cannabis. The oil that was made to heal people in the Old Testament and to unction people, cannabis is involved. So that's to address a little bit the legality or illegality of cannabis. The illegality of cannabis is about 90 years old or less, and the legality of cannabis has been forever.
Yeah.
Now,
dude, I'm learning shit right
now. To whose benefit it was to make it illegal?
Pharmaceutical
companies. Exactly. Because today you find we are talking about medical cannabis. I will tell you this. There is no difference between recreational or medical cannabis. It's all in your brains. Yeah. Okay? You would call it cannabis medicinal because, and I'm going to give you an example. My friend over here, Samil.
Here you go. Hey.
Let's pretend Samil is gone. Let's pretend Sharkies is not here.
Sharky is gone, but we're going to keep going. Don't worry. He'll come back.
We'll roll on until Sharkies come back.
Yeah.
Now, Samir here is an epileptic patient. Yeah. All right? And it is proven that if you use cannabis in any form, it will stop the fact that you have attacks,
epileptic
attacks, or as we call it. So let's pretend that you have decided that you would like to use it in a smoke form. You don't want to use oils. You don't want to use. You just want to blow a joint.
Yeah, pretty much.
Rasta man, you want to blow a joint, and that's the way you want to do it. Now you come, and we are both sitting here, me and Samil, and he takes out his joint because he knows it's time to smoke. He don't want to have no epileptic insult, not for himself, so not in front of us. And he takes a few drags, right? But I don't have that stuff, you know? So I'll take his joint, and I'm going to have a few drags myself. Yeah. So the effect of this product on you versus the effect of the product on me,
it's different.
It's completely the same.
Oh, really?
Of course.
I mean, I'm using it for like
but you will get stoned.
It's
not because he's an epileptic patient that shit's not going to hit him.
Yeah,
it's going to hit him too. It's going to make him smile. It's going to give him munchies. It's going to make him think deeper.
You go to drive through the Wendy's, get your food.
He's going to drive to Wendy's. He's going to buy his burger and he's going to eat. There you go.
Welcome back, Shark.
He's going to do all of that. But besides the fact that all of the happy part, he's going to also not have the sickness.
Yeah.
Okay?
So I got a question. So even if you use it like oil-wise or you smoke a joint, it would still have the same effect. It doesn't matter how, in what form you take it.
The example I give is a very light example just to make people understand, because actually when you talk about medicinal, the difference is when you start using oils, for example.
Okay.
Then, and also the differences to consider are the fact that if a patient is, how young or old the patient is, because you could give it to kids.
Yeah.
Okay. How far is the disease? What kind of disease is it? You don't treat cancer as you treat epileptic. You don't treat pain as you treat insomnia, or as you treat one of the 300 to 500 diseases. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
You can treat hundreds of diseases. You could cure some disease. You could treat some disease with cannabis. So
start smoking COVID. Let's go.
Actually, Google right now. Anyone that's going to listen to this program, go Google COVID-19, which we have out, and cannabis, and you will find out that in Israel they have produced medicines derived from cannabis to treat COVID, and it's not a joke. Okay, that's a fact. I like it the way you say it. Facts. We deal with facts.
Periódico.
All right. So.
Yeah, class is in session with Ricardo. Pay attention if you're watching.
Why?
Last smoky guy.
Hey, look, let me tell you this. Yes, let me tell you this. So the first one that has been there he goes again.
He's frozen. It's fine.
Okay.
It's a good shot though. It's a good shot. He's
is
smiling.
the pharmaceutical industry's interests are being, because right now pharma want to make Sativex and cannabidiol tablets. They have eye drops.
Everything.
They have balms for your hand. They have lotions, and so on. They have many kinds of medicines that are derived from cannabis because they want in on the industry.
On the money, yeah.
But they are the first ones who want to keep it illegal in the first place. But they loosen the battle, so now they're trying to get in.
Yeah.
The second one is the recreational industry. You see, cannabis is a competition for alcohol, and don't forget the period where alcohol was illegal.
Yeah.
Okay?
And don't prohibition, was it called? I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the best thing is that all of you, everybody should realize the difference between using alcohol and everything that comes with it, and the use of cannabis by itself. Okay? It is known that alcohol causes a lot of social problems, gang problems, drug problems, rapes, and and I speak from experience for myself. I was a crack addict for 6 years. I was a cocaine addict. And alcohol and crack and cocaine, they're like sisters to each other. But cannabis does not fit the bill.
Yeah.
Okay? So alcohol is a major problem in our country. Even if you read the report that our national insurance company, the AZV, has produced in 2012, and that's 8 years ago, that the majority of health problems that we do have in Aruba starts with the alcohol drinking that we have and the cigarette smoking. And then third part is this how we eat and how we live.
That's true.
Okay? So cannabis should have never been made illegal. That's the second one. So the first one was the pharmaceutical. The second one is the recreational. Yeah. Okay, now the third one. Out of cannabis, out of hemp, we make 25,000 textile products. Out of hemp, we make everything you see in this room. From plastic,
wood,
boards,
yeah.
Wood, carpets, clothes.
All those things can be made from hemp?
Everything, every single thing you see, except concrete. Like you could make hempcrete, we could make walls, we could make blocks, we build homes. But
I wonder why not do this? Like, isn't it better for the environment? I guess because you can.
No. This is business. This is business.
Of course,
you see,
I
all
agree.
these big companies. The fourth one is energy. You see, out of oil we have created the industry we know. Because of oil, we make gasoline, kerosene, and all these fuels. Yeah. And these fuels, we create engines, and we create big companies that make all kind of products. And so we have created all the infrastructure that we can see, every single thing. But it was at a very high cost. And the cost is the environmental problems we have. Okay? So petroleum is one of the other competitions to cannabis or to hemp, because out of hemp you produce ethanol, and ethanol is clean energy source. Okay, so but you don't need that. But still, if you go on Google today, you will find out they are planting corn and making ethanol out of corn.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, but the truth is that hemp also feeds people. See, what a lot of people don't know, that the hemp seed contains one of the high-grade protein compared to all beans or all corns that we eat, or rice. the only bean that has more value than hemp or cannabis seed is soybean. Yet soybean was used in a time to prepare the soil where they're going to grow whatever crops on it. But now it results that soybean is the only bean that beats cannabis seeds.
I mean, but cannabis seed is still up there.
It's still up there.
Yeah.
You see, also, the fact that the plant by itself, to just mention things that we could do with it locally. Okay, because many people say, yes, but we have no water. That's one problem we have. Yes, but they could grow it cheaper in Colombia or in Venezuela. Just like we are used to think the same thing with our fruits and vegetables. That's why we don't do nothing. And I completely disagree. Now that COVID hit, we almost eat lizards. All right?
Period.
Let me tell you. We're going to eat all cactus, all the lizards, everything we have if Holland don't come across, because we haven't really prepared ourselves to produce anything here. We have made our population depend on the pharmacy for medicine, on the supermarket for food. Okay? And we grow nothing, we have nothing. This is it. This is the truth. The one that don't like to hear it, just turn off the channel.
No, yeah, it's no filter in paradise. We talk about
No,
everything.
keep listening.
So, and I haven't reached yet why we should make it legal for economy.
Yeah.
Okay?
But we're listen, usually when we have guests, like me and Sharky, we're talking, we're attacking. But I am so deep in this, I'm just like, I'm in school. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, Ricardo, talk all night. I'm here to listen.
Let me tell you how it is. If this government right now, the one I'm part of, all right? If they have complied with the agreement that we have signed, and they would have legalized medical cannabis, and they would have kept the word, which they didn't up to this day. It's not my say. I mean, guys, open your eyes. Yep. We're on the recess. The last year is going to start, and nothing happened. That's the truth. Okay? You don't have to edit this. This is the way it is. Okay?
Period.
But it didn't happen. And this is only politics. But let's pretend it did happen. Let's pretend it did happen, and it did happen in 2018. So we would have had at least half a year of 2018 and 2019. I'll tell you, we would have made a minimum of $100 million US. Okay? Minimum. And I'll say that minimum because of the knowledge I possess, the presentations that were given to the government, and the presentations that were made public in a St. Nicholas Business Association Summit.
Say that amount one more time. One more time.
Well, actually, let me say another amount. Let me tell you another amount. Let me tell you an even greater amount. There has been companies on the island that have given presentation, and these numbers have been checked. Yeah. Even by the government, to where it's been brought to my attention. And all the numbers are correct. And the numbers say that one particular company, because as I understand, there are about 15 companies or groups of people that have made themselves known to the government that they are interested in the industry.
Yeah. And like growing or making products?
Some are people that want to grow cannabis. Some are people that want to produce second products like oils or other...
and all those things can be created here in Aruba.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. You see...
100%.
No, I know.
Yes,
I mean,
yes. Look.
I'm also asking this question because people are watching and they don't really know, so I have to ask sometimes these questions. And they're like, so
we're spending money in a bunch of other things we can spend to invest in things that actually can help us.
Let me make one thing clear. For our party, as you know, because we are speaking English, we want the English-speaking people to understand.
We have a lot of people.
But in Papiamento, our party is called Partido Red Democrático, and the red ain't got nothing to do with red. Red, it means a network. So we would call it a democratic network. That's the name in English. And Papiamento, it would be Red Democrático as a network. Okay. If, for us, for Partido Red Democrático, there is no distinction between medical and recreational cannabis. We don't see that the medical cannabis is good for economy and the recreational cannabis is not good for economy. That's crap. That's bull. Okay? That's major crass BS. You see? Cannabis is cannabis, and period. There's where it ends. And medical cannabis is because you will use it for any medical condition.
Yeah.
And as recreational cannabis can be used for the same conditions, even to prevent them. Because for anyone that has educated themselves about cannabis, and I mean, how can you explain to a person that you can use cannabis when you're sick to get better, but God forbid you use it when you're good because you're going to get sick? You know?
I think that's, no, but I think that's also the parents, like back in the day, or I guess same, the government would propaganda like it's bad for you, it kills you, it's a gateway drug, it's addictive.
Oh, there you go.
No, I know, but these are the things that like were taught to my dad, and then those are things that were passed down to me. When I was younger, I was taught like, yo, it's something that is really bad for you, don't do it, stay away from it. Whenever my brother did it, I'll be like, hey, pa.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So like, but then I grew and then I did my own research.
Yes.
I am 100%, like my mom, when she had cancer, she would use cannabis to help ease the pain. So I am super pro cannabis. I really hope it gets legalized in Aruba. Like, and we all know the election is around the corner, so that's gonna be one big topic.
All you have to do today, see.
Vote for Ricardo Croes.
There you go. That's one real good thing to do, is to vote for Ricardo Croes. Oh, there you go. There you go, bro. Yeah, I have to give you that too. All right? But what I was trying to say is the one good thing to do is educate yourself.
Yeah,
inform yourself. Don't allow yourself to be made the stupid of the crew. If I excuse my English, I don't know if I say it correctly. Don't allow yourself to be dumbed down. Thank you very much.
We got you covered.
Let me take a sip.
You need it. Guys, I don't know if whoever's watching this, if you're sitting and listening, because I feel like, I don't think me and Sharky have ever been so quiet in the last 4 episodes. We're always talking, always saying something. And we're both like we're in class and you're the teacher, and then they just educate us. That's why we're here too, to educate
I've been
us.
following him, so I know.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sharky. So, cannabis in Aruba, let me share this with you. You can lie, it's been many lies, that ganja has been causing violence, that ganja has been causing accidents,
that's not true, man.
that ganja has been causing sickness, that ganja has been causing social problems, that ganja has been keeping. You know what? I don't know what's the name in English, but I have my bachelor in law, and I'm one thesis away of having my master in law. And I have to tell you that I did this not when I was 20 years old. I got into the university when I was 45 years old. And at that time, I've been smoking ganja for about almost 30 years. So if the philosophy is true, that ganja burn brain cells, then
that's true. I've heard that so many times.
The greatest reggae artist, one of the greatest men that ever lived, and the philosophies and stories he's been brought forward, he's been from his ganja brains, Bob Marley. And I'll say ganja brain only not to offend Bob Marley, but to use the own people's words that speak against ganja. Because if Bob Marley, ganja did such a damage to his brain, then I wonder where all this beautiful music, all these beautiful lyrics that has been played and is still playing around the world. Doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
Sharky, what do you have there? It doesn't matter where you're from, and you will hear Bob Marley music in all languages, including in our dialect, Papiamento, because I have been singing it here. Yeah. And so...
Oh yeah, you used to have a band, huh?
Okay?
Ayla, huh?
So, exactly. So, I mean, if ganja is so bad, how can you have all these geniuses? I mean, people that, I mean, I'll be very careful now who to mention, because not because not everybody that has a relationship with ganja.
Not
open, but let me say like Steve Jobs. Let me mention the names, okay? It's not people that I admire, but I mention them because all these people are related with using of ganja, okay? And still they're known to be geniuses.
Yeah.
And so on, okay? And to keep it to myself, I haven't been to music school. I have 5 kids, and you could go on YouTube. And if you remember I Love Aruba, the name of the band is Ayla.
Yeah.
It doesn't come from I Love Aruba. Ayla is a word that comes from the Rastafarian dialect. It means holy. And the band's name, I am known as Ayla, as an artist. And
my dad was a big fan. I remember when we were going to school, he plays your song in the car every day.
Yes, and I mean, if Ganja Brain is so bad, I wonder where the lyrics that I sing about come from. All music is made at home. I don't read or write a musical note, yet I made all the songs. As I said, I went to university at 45. I've been working in sales and time sharing for 7 years, and I have a few records over there. While I've never been given not even one example of how to do the job. I was given a bunch of invitations. They placed me in front of, at the time, it was a grocery store, and the truth is they wanted me to just burn out and go home. But that month, I became Employee of the Month. They put me in the desert, and I brought water.
There you go.
And they didn't know how that was possible. And so I have, I'm a contractor. I built homes. I've never been to school for engineering. I do have friends that are architects and engineers, my great fans that are going to listen to this program, and they tell me, man, how do you do these things? I don't know. I read all maps. I understand them. I can't say as if I went to school for it because I didn't. I don't know how it feels if you learn it from somebody else. I just have it inside me. I built a few houses, big homes. I did a project for the government. It was 120 homes. I built 110 in about 11 months. Being who I am, and I've been smoking cannabis, I have 5 beautiful, normal kids because people want to pretend, you know, if you smoke cannabis, you would make kids that are, no.
That will affect the kids, the mental state.
That's what I like about the internet, guys. You could go on YouTube and Dr. Dreher, D-R-E-H-E-R, is a gynecologist that made a test in Jamaica for 10 years on women that smoke cannabis during the pregnancy. Oh, shouldn't you do that? Oh, there's no problem, according to the doctor.
You can drink 1 glass of wine.
One glass of wine. Well, you shouldn't be smoking. You shouldn't be smoking cigarettes because if you smoke cigarettes during your pregnancy, you would get a premature baby that would have problems developing cognitive, behavior, movements, and it can develop languages. Okay. If you drink too much alcohol during your pregnancy, you also create damage for the baby. Yet in this, and please, everybody that's listening to the program, don't believe me. Go on YouTube, go on Google. The name is Dr. Dreher, or it's D-R-E-H-E-R. And this doctor made a test for 10 years in Jamaica, and the result is that mothers that smoke ganja while they're pregnant, nothing happens to your baby.
That's crazy,
okay?
Huh?
But if you smoke cigarette, it does. So the test was done in order to compare it with cigarette. Same thing. Next doctor I would like you to check out is Dr. Donald Tashkin. Dr. Donald Tashkin is a lung specialist that did a test on cigarette smoking people and ganja smoking people for 30 years. Now, everybody that smokes cigarettes or know people that smoke cigarettes know that these people have developed problems, cardiovascular problems. They have developed problems with procreation. And they have developed, based on their cardiovascular problems, they would get cardiovascular accident. And they would remain numb, half body numb. And besides bad breath and all these things
that's
that
the worst.
come with the
It's like
smoke.
making out with an ashtray. No, although I have no idea what that's like, but like, I kissed a girl one time with lots of cigarettes.
I never had a date with an ashtray. I don't know what he's talking about.
But I do have
Sharky, do you know what he's talking about? Because he threw me off guard.
You never kissed a guy that smoked a lot of cigarette? That's disgusting. Tell me, I know.
I've never had a date with an ashtray. I just want to make that clear.
No, but I have a question before we continue because we're also we're reaching the time limit.
But before we go on,
go ahead.
The doctor has made a test on because people get they call it COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. In my education, I also have a nursing education. I forgot to mention. In my nursing education, we call it karapatiënten, chronische aspecifieke respiratoire aandoening, which one of them is lung emphysema. And that's when the lung has to
expand.
Yes, but it can't. It becomes like a paper bag. Just like a paper bag, it loses its elasticity.
Yeah.
So, long story short, please go on YouTube and ask YouTube, Dr. Donald Tashkin, lung specialist, whatever, the films will pop up. Take your time, educate yourself. Don't repeat anything foolish that other people are saying, not even because they have a title.
Get the right sources.
Get the right sources and be properly informed. People that smoke ganja do not develop these problems. Actually, the result will say that people that don't smoke anything at all have a higher chance of getting cancer than a ganja smoking person.
But I want to ask something, because we're also reaching the end of the time limit that you want to add.
But I didn't answer all the questions.
I know, but that's why I want to ask you, are you willing to come back for like a part 2? If it's not next week or in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks, depending on your schedule, because I know you're a busy man. So first, I want to thank you for being on the show because I know you have a busy schedule.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
No, but I want to, so you're okay for a part 2 with Ricardo Croes?
Hey, of course.
Guys, if you're watching this, if you want to have a part 2, please comment part 2 in the comment section because...
So listen.
What do you want to say, Sharky?
Mr. Ricardo, I just want to say something real quick. So like, this is like my business plan for Miss Maybelline. So Gio, I'm gonna need you to like focus on me right now real quick so I can talk to you real quick. So this is
Sharky, I want to tell you this. Sharky, listen. I want to tell you this. Let me tell you this. What would you think of a government that want to put you in jail if you smoke herb or if you grow it, but they're planning to grow it and export it? They want to sell it to fix the national economy, but God forbid you do it to fix your own.
That's what I believe. That's what I think.
You know what I call that? I call that hypocrisy. That's how I call that. Yes, hypocrisy. I want to legalize cannabis because I realize that it's a huge industry. Actually, within the next 5 years, it's going to be a $15 billion industry, one of the biggest growing industries at the moment. Yet you want to throw me in jail. You want to throw me in jail for grow ganja, smoke ganja, sell ganja, and you want to legalize it for you to export it. Jesus.
Welcome to Aruba.
Anyway, let's continue with this conversation before we end.
Shit.
And let me.
And which conversation is
Let me go back to the question where you asked why we should legalize for economical purposes. Okay.
Let's use that to close the show. I think that's something very important for people to know.
First thing is that as COVID has shown, we cannot depend on tourism alone.
Correct.
Tourism is not sustainable. We should have something more sustainable. Okay? And that means that we should be producing our own food. We should be growing our own food. We should be desalting our water, creating water to grow our own crops. There is many technology today that we could grow crops with less water than before. Holland is a very small country compared to the United States of America, yet Holland is the second largest food exporter in the world.
Oh, wow.
And we're part of the kingdom. They could teach us something.
Yeah,
so, learn. And then cannabis and hemp, as I said, it's like a new industry. it's like a reborn industry. It's not new, it's reborn because, as I said, it was already part of it. So legalizing in Aruba is for creating jobs, showing respect and compassion for human beings, respecting the rights of choice of the things they want to use that you know wouldn't jeopardize your country. Be fair and realize that you need to stop the things that are bad for your country, like cigarette smoking, tobacco smoking. Tobacco has been proven, and as I mentioned, Dr. Donald Tashkin, tobacco, cigarette smoking would give you cancer from your lips, tongues, mouth, throat, stomach, intestines, all the way down.
Pretty much everything.
Okay?
From top to bottom.
Yes. So why do that while cannabis can prevent a lot of diseases? And now you're going to hear people say, yes, but how come Bob Marley died of cancer? Oh, Lord, please educate yourself. Don't repeat that stupidity. Because Bob Marley smoking cannabis ain't got nothing to do with Bob Marley dying of cancer. There's a whole documentary, there's a whole book written to show how Bob Marley was injected with cancer. Okay?
I know that.
Oh, this is, you see, people don't know a lot of things, but they still repeat a bunch of other things. They also don't know, but they heard it. Mm-hmm. Okay? So people say, yes, he died of cancer. And yes, it's true, but you should investigate and find out exactly what happened, why he gets sick, and how he gets sick up to the moment that he dies. So also, I have to say that cannabis does not cure everybody's cancer. Neither does it cure the same disease when everybody has it. But neither does chemo, does it? Chemo has helped not everybody.
That's true.
Okay?
I can speak for it.
But people are ready to go shoot chemo when the doctor tells them, you have cancer, you want chemo? Yes. The truth is, out of 100, not even 1 people get saved. But cannabis, even though it don't save everybody, you would find a lot of success stories on the internet. But you would also realize that people that have used cannabis when they are taking a chemotherapy or radiation therapy has had a better quality of life. So legalizing cannabis, for the first 2 questions you mentioned, economic-wise, we will create jobs. Any of you has ever been to Amsterdam?
I have, yeah.
Okay, Amsterdam has, they haven't legalized cannabis ever. Cannabis is illegal in Amsterdam, but it has been managed. It has been what they called gedoogbeleid, a certain level of toleration, I would translate it in English, where in Amsterdam you would go inside a coffee shop, you would buy the cannabis from the person behind the counter. He would sell you a cannabis. You would sit in there and you would smoke it. They are not allowed to sell you alcohol, and Amsterdam has been known to be visited. And in my investigation, I come to learn that the Dutch government receives out of this business 800 million euros a year. And this is Amsterdam.
Very small, yeah.
Okay?
Well, it's not a small country, but it's still bigger
yes,
than Aruba.
But it's
we
related
can learn something
with,
for sure from Holland.
It related with cannabis. So does Canada. But let me remind everybody the not famous Pablo Escobar, okay, which was not famous, but they have become very wealthy, and also the Mexican drug cartels, and this is economics. So if these people could have become so powerful, if you would remember, Pablo Escobar offered to pay Colombia's external debt. So that's a lot of power. That's a lot of money that comes with the industry. Now, their industry was not only based on cannabis, but it was based on cocaine, which I don't support cocaine. That's a completely other topic, but I do not support the illegality, the prohibition of things, because prohibition has shown not to work. and prohibition has shown to create opportunities for drug lords to be check Mexico, check New York. I mean, there's, guys, if you have Netflix or YouTube, everything I'm saying, you could trace it back. It's all there. So to go back on the first two questions, why should we legalize? Yeah. I answered you, we should have never made it illegal in the first place. And why should we go back to legalizing? Because we should respect people's human rights, religious rights. We should educate ourselves and realize that we have been lied to about these facts. Ganja is not a gateway drug into drugs. That is called alcohol. Okay? Actually, alcohol is the gateway into everything. Into rape, into gang problems, into social problems, into car accidents, into this. Pretty
much everything, yeah.
Pretty much everything. That's the truth. Into sickness and all of this.
Depression, mental health.
That's not ganja. That's not true. I would also like to say that ganja is not for everybody. That's a true thing too. And that's because ganja is also, cannabis is also not just cannabis. This is another mistake people make. They believe, oh, it's cannabis, and they label it as if cannabis is like water. It's water, it's water. Nope. Cannabis is the title.
And if there's a lot of different stuff
there's
that falls.
a lot of different
that's true.
strains of cannabis. This cannabis is good for anxiety, for example. There's another cannabis that will induce the anxiety. It will make you anxious. So people with anxiety problems couldn't use this cannabis. They should use this one. And so people don't educate themselves to realize that cannabis is broader than many people think. Did you know that today you could go to university, or you could educate yourself at a certain level by going to school only to study cannabis, how to grow it, which diseases you could treat with it. So it's a very broad education right now. And if it wasn't medicine, why would pharma make as the products I just mentioned, you know, these eye drops? I mean, go on YouTube and you would find these children with epileptic...
and they use the oils
and
under their tongue.
Oh, they just spray, they just use the balm in the hand. And you could see the child stop having the attack. And you would see kids with autism. And you would see this father feed the son that's 12 years old. He never looked his father in the eyes. And he was actually becoming aggressive, this little boy, because of the steroids and medicine they were given to him for autism. And then the father feeds him, the first time he feeds him a piece of hashish. And he puts it, and you could find the film on YouTube. Right now I don't recall the name of the boy. And then you could see the father crying because since the little boy can see, he never looked at his father in his eyes. Yeah. But the moment the ganja started working, he looked up at his father in his eyes and he told him, "Daddy, I love you." And the man just cried because this never happened since you have this little boy. Guys, we do have to have a second program.
That's what I'm thinking.
Where I would love to share with you, and we would probably could do this program by talking a little bit more about the medicinal use of ganja. Yes. Yeah. Where
we can try to separate different topics. Like we'll talk about 1 week, we'll talk about the medicinal use. 1 week, we'll talk about the economic use, like how it can help economically, like jobs and stuff. So I think we can dig in, like, we'll probably find a way to plan it, and so we can go dig deeper into this, because we can talk about this all night. We can go until 12 at p.m., but that's not a good idea. But I do think we're gonna have to like schedule a part 2. I think we can even go part 3, part 4 to see how much. The idea is to educate and to open people's eyes to more information.
You see, I'm sure you could have people sitting here and talk opposite of what I'm saying.
Of course.
Okay, one of these groups of people, and they didn't have a bad intention. Is Fundación Antidroga Aruba FADA. oh man, you could speak some shit that I don't know where you get that shit from. But the intention was they don't want the kids to go do drugs. And that intention I support. But you can't mislead people. You can only guide people on the right track if you speak the truth about things. Because the youth of today, if I may say that, or the people of today, you tell them things, they would just go Google or YouTube and find out you're just lying. You know? So if you want to guide the youth in a proper direction, you should speak the truth. And the youth that has been entrusted to me are my kids. And I brought up my kids, and I'm so grateful that my kids don't drink alcohol. My children don't smoke cigarettes. Some of them use cannabis. Some of them don't. They've never had any cocaine or crack problem. Lord God, I'm so grateful because I had a
problem in the past.
Yes, it was a very painful experience. I don't wish addiction, not even for the children of my enemies. That's a very, very sad thing to go through. I've seen families break. I've seen everything happen, and I was there, but it didn't happen to me. It didn't happen to me. My beautiful wife is right here with me. We've been married. This year is 34 years. We've been together, and everything I'm saying, I have a son sitting right in here. Everything I'm saying, they are witness to this.
Not just them, everybody who's watching, like thousands of people, everybody over here.
Yes, but I do my best to speak the truth as I know it, to share with you the truth as I have lived it, and it is the truth that I took to political campaign, and it's the truth that made people support me, and that made me a member of parliament, which I'm very honored to represent your vote in parliament, but it hasn't been easy.
Of course not.
If everybody,
we understand.
If everybody is fair, but not a lot of people understand, Sharky. I have to tell you, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed when people pretend on Facebook that I have betrayed them with this fact. With the fight for legalization.
The thing is, they don't see what happened behind the scenes where you're actually fighting. That's sorry. The part of your fighting and trying to present it is not public, like in public. So they don't see what happened behind the scenes. And I feel like that's why they like when something doesn't, the things that you were fighting for, when it doesn't happen, they blame you. Meanwhile, they don't realize all the hardship, all the battles you went through to try to make it a reality. That's what I feel.
Just
your true supporters already know that it was not going to be an easy fight. I mean, it's not something that's like you want to legalize watermelon growing on the island. We know what it was, so like your true supporters will know that it's not something that can happen like this, and we would have to put up a fight, and it would probably take a few years.
You know, let me share with you and the supporters that are expressing to be disappointed. Let me say this. It works both ways. When I have presented a motion to decriminalize cannabis, and I have presented it with the action points that come out of the government agreement, my motion was denied. But you did not come to support me. When I presented a motion for all agriculturers to have the right to participate in this new industry, and it was denied. Not one agriculturer came to support me, came to the parliament, came to talk to the government, to the ministers, to say, hey, wait, you have signed this agreement with Mr. Croes, whom we support, but you are not complying. When I presented the motion where I'm asking the government to stop the drug test, the cannabis drug test, because it's not accurate, it's unfair, it was denied. Yet you have not come forward to support me. I do understand a lot of you that do not show your face concerning this topic because of persecution on this small island. I understand you. But let me remind you, you will be persecuted until we solve this situation. You will be persecuted. You will lose your jobs. Today, even 3 years that we are in the government, because it does not end that you have voted for me and I go do it for you. That's not the way it works. You have supported me, and because of your support, I got to place this in the, I got to make this part of the government agreement. And then the Minister of Health has the responsibility to comply with his fair share of the agreement. And before I leave, I want to tell you that 17th of June, I am told that this law, the legalization of medical cannabis law, has been sent to the Council of Advice, as we call it, Raad van Advies. And then this council will make sure that the law does not go against higher laws. After this, the law has to come to Parliament, and we will treat the law and see if it gets the support from the Parliament members in order to pass. So that's what I want to leave you with tonight. And I would like to thank you for the invitation.
Awesome. No, thank you for your time. I think we've never been so quiet on the show before, and like never. Like, I'm looking at Sharky, he's watching the screen. I'm looking at you. I don't even know what to say, because I really think this first segment with Ricardo has been very good, because I think we covered a more educational standpoint, a little bit of history, which sets up for the part 2 and part 3, which is we're going to go more into the medicine, we're going to go more into the economy. So it kind of sets a good foundation for what's to come in the next episode. And hopefully we can try to set up some time for, like, whenever, maybe next week or in 2 weeks, we will record part 2. But I want to close it out. Again, thank you.
He means a good foundation for the ones that don't speak Papiamento.
Yeah. Oh yeah, foundation is foundation. I speak English a lot. I don't know how I messed that up. But guys, if you're watching, if you're still with us, please write down on the comment section what questions do you have for Ricardo? What can we answer? Also, if you go on No Filter in Paradise on Instagram, me and Sharky, we're always posting like questions and polls, so you know, to find out where everybody stands, we can bring these discussions on the show. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Sharky, is something you want to say?
Nah, I just want to say thank you to Sunset Shack for these beautiful things. You know I love you, bro.
That is true. I didn't bring my shirt. Big shout out to Sunset Shacks.
Guys, I just
want to
Corksicle.
this dude, Cash. You already know Cash. Thank you. Happy
With a
birthday.
K.
Guys, drink a lot of water.
That's what
Water
we're
is
drinking.
good for you.
We're drinking water.
Okay, drink a lot of water. Water is good for you. A lot of water.
I agree. And guys, don't forget, we're giving away not 1, not 2, but 3 vouchers from Wendy's. All you have to do is share this video, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna have.
Wait,
more
hold up. I have one more thing to say, because I know I have a lot of like broke friends. Y'all ain't got no job right now, but like Satan has this new promotion from this hybrid plan.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's for like my broke friends. You know, y'all ain't got no money, y'all ain't got no job. Shout out to you all. But yeah, you get like 6 gigabytes of data, and you get 10 florins of credit for the whole month.
How much does it cost? I don't know what it is, but
Okay.
how much does it
I know the
cost?
price. I know the price. It was like
What's the price?
58, I think, or
50.
I can't check my phone right now, but I know.
It's 50 something.
Yeah, it's in the
Let's just
50s,
say
I'm pretty
55
sure.
down the middle, or 54. Let's say 54.
It's somewhere in between there. It's the hybrid plan. It's the hybrid start plan. That's what it's called.
Oh well, I'm paying 100 florins a month. So I might switch to that to save some money, man.
Yeah, you're
But guys,
stupid.
once again, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching the show. Make sure to share this video to win some vouchers from Wendy's, and we'll bring you on the next episode of No Filter in Paradise. Ricardo, once again, thank you.
Thank everybody. One little thing. I was trying to find this word to express, you know, what happens to a person that has an epileptic, and I was saying insult, but that's Dutch. It's seizure.
Yeah.
The word is seizure.
Yeah. Whoops.
You have an epileptic seizure. So, well, you can't go back. You can't go back.
We can't go back in time and fix it. But we'll make sure for the next episode.
That was the word we were looking for. I was looking for, guys.
All right, guys.
Enjoy yourselves. Thank you again.
Thank you very much,
I'll
guys.
see you back.
We'll see you guys in the next episode, episode 6. I don't know what's going to come because we never planned this shit. But thank you for watching. I'm sorry, Shark. I didn't mean to hit you. All right. Have a good night, guys. Make sure to share, like, follow on Instagram, Elite Studios Aruba, and also No Filter in Paradise on Instagram. We're doing giveaways, and we're doing all that kind of good stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hey, yo, what's up?
This is No Filter in Paradise.